Hello and welcome to the Onwards and Upwards podcast with Shivani. I'm so thrilled that you chose to tune in and really thank you for being here. If you are enjoying this podcast, it would be great if you could just leave a review, subscribe, or follow so that it helps with the podcast's growth. I would also love to hear from you, so you can reach out to me on my Instagram. My handle is linked in the description. I apologize in advance if you hear some background noises. It's like whenever I sit to record these episodes, the birds start chirping or the doorbell rings. It just has become a thing now. Anyway, today's episode is very special and quite personal in a way because I relate to it a lot. I'm calling it Happiness is More Accessible Than You Think. And honestly, it was one of the biggest revelations I had last year, and I'm so thrilled to share it with you guys. So let's just start without any delay. As a collective, I believe that all of us want to be happy, but at the same time, we have these expectations from happiness. We believe it to be something very exquisite, as something that can be felt only when we reach a certain point or do something particular. For example, you might say that getting that particular job will make me happy, or marrying that particular person would make you happy, or going out with your friends would make you happy, or looking a particular way would make you happy, etc. etc. You get the drill. But what we fail to realize is that in all of these situations, we are placing our happiness on a certain external outcome. This is called conditional happiness, where we put certain conditions to our happiness. Pretty self-explanatory, I know. But relying wholly on these external circumstances to feel happy is never a great idea because, well, they just are totally unreliable. And I don't know if it's just me, but postponing your right to feel good for something that's unreliable just seems like a bad idea to me. Sure, these external circumstances can add to your happiness, but it doesn't really have to determine your happiness solely. And this is where you come into the picture. This is where you need to sit on the driver's seat and be like, hey man, let me just take control of the way I feel and find reasons to be happy no matter what my external situation looks like. Now, I realize that this may seem a little tough when you are having one of those dark nights of the soul experiences where nothing seems to be working out for you, because trust me, I have been there. And as someone who has managed to take control of her happiness during those times, I feel like sharing with you what I did to feel that happiness, even though everything around me just felt like shit. What I did was that I made a list of all the things that make me happy. And I made this in October last year and I haven't really updated it, but it pretty much stands true for today as well. There are like 30 points in here, so bear with me as I read these out for you because there's a very important message within these points that I will discuss later. So this is how the list goes. Point number 1 is words, beautiful words, poetry, metaphors, anything that makes my mind go wow, so beautiful. Point number 2, writing, creative writing to be specific. Point number 3, soft sunshine, sky, clouds, birds, soft chilly winds. Point number 4, fun chatter with mom and dad. Point number 5, rare moments when my brother is nice to me. Point number 6, watching comfort TV series and movies. Point number 7, listening or reading things that seem very profound. Maybe this is the reason why I am very attracted to psychology, philosophy, and spirituality. Point number 8, being loved and loving others. Point number 9, hanging out with friends and having a good time with them. Point number 10, traveling. Point number 11, receiving money in my bank account. Point number 12, shopping. Point number 13, skincare and looking pretty. Point number 14, tasty food. Point number 15, rom-coms. Please don't judge. Point number 16, deep conversations, which I feel are so very rare. Point number 17, fairy lights. I absolutely adore fairy lights. I could just decorate the whole world with fairy lights. Point number 18, waking up late some days. I am actually quite particular about my sleeping schedule and rarely mess with it. So waking up late, which for me is again around 8 to 8:30 in the morning, feels like an absolute prize. Point number 19, a day off. So waking up to know that there's absolutely nothing you have to do feels great some days, right? Point number 20, I never thought I would write this, but it says working out. Point number 21, dancing. No clue why it is on number 21. It's definitely top 5. Point number 22, music. Again, top 5 material. Point number 23, the idea of universe and knowing that I'm being taken care of and looked over, and that in the end everything is going to be good. Scratch that, everything is going to be great. This is exactly how I've written it, by the way. Point number 24, the way meditation makes me feel. Point number 25, silly but tasty breakfast. I am a sucker for good and tasty breakfast. I don't care what I have for dinner or lunch, but I need tasty breakfast. It just, I feel, sets the tone for the day for me. Point number 26, watching the moon. I don't know, for some reason I feel a deep connection with the moon, and just watching it makes me so very happy. Point number 27, journaling. Point number 28, soap bubbles. Point number 29, beaches. I absolutely love beaches. The sea, the sun, the winds. I am definitely a beach person. Point number 30, imagining a beautiful, positive, love-filled future. I guess doing this just fills me up with a lot of hope and gratitude, and nothing feels better than that. Point number 31, clicking good pictures of myself. Point number 32 says to be continued, and I can definitely add a few more points to this list, but I'll do that sometime later. So immediately after I wrote these points, I went through them again and I had a big revelation, which I wrote down exactly below this list in big bold caps. And this is what it says, and I'm honestly reading it word to word. This is what it says. Dude, this is so crazy. Apart from a few points here, everything else is in my control! Exclamation mark. I can fucking create my own happiness whenever I want to. This is a revelation! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. And that's true. Almost every point in that list did not require for me to base my happiness on something else. It's almost in my control. I can choose to dance or listen to music or read beautiful literature anytime. I can choose to have tasty food anytime. I can choose to click good pictures of myself anytime. You get the point. Happiness is a choice that we can make every day. And honestly, in the last few months, I chose to come back to this list every time I felt sad and picked an activity I resonated with at that time the most and helped myself feel better. Guys, you don't have to put happiness on a pedestal as something that is difficult to feel or rare to experience, because it's not. In a day, you can do 1,000 things that can add to your happiness, and they don't have to be expensive or difficult in any way. Happiness is more accessible than you think. You just need to change the way you look at things and feel that. You can find happiness in a chat that you have with your parents, or as you look at a leaf taking its own sweet time, swirling in the wind as it falls on the ground, or in the way your pet looks at you. Stop defining your happiness as a summation of the big things in your life and start looking for it in the little things around you. You can make a list of all the things that make you happy too and go back to it every time you feel like you need some help feeling better. Trust me, guys, it's one of the biggest gifts you can give yourself. This revelation that I control my happiness has changed my life for good, and I hope it helps you as well. Sure, there have been a few instances where this list did not help and I had to reach out to my friends or family for help, but the idea is that most of the times you can help yourself. And the more you realize this, the more you understand the power you hold within yourself, and that's just great. I would like to end this podcast with a quote I read in the book called The Secret, which says, "We are all entirely free to choose whatever we want. The power is in your hands now, and you are the one who choose how to use that power in your life. You can choose to have a happier life today or put it off until tomorrow. What feels better? Again, you choose." I do understand how this may raise a concern with people suffering from some kind of mental health issues. To them, I would like to say that I totally empathize with you and understand that this might be extra difficult for you. I see you, support you, and hope that you're seeking some help and feel better soon. On that note, I'm wrapping up this episode. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope this helped you see how accessible happiness actually is and how you can choose to feel it anytime you want. Please share this with your friends and family, anyone you think who can benefit by listening to this, and I will see you next time. Thank you for tuning in. Lots of love.